Hey everyone, welcome back to Midwest DBS. We're gonna go over another deck profile preset 9. Even though set 9's right around the corner, just trying to release that content. And then once I get my hands on some of the new set 9 cards, which will be actually this Friday, actually, and then I'll be able to do some new decks. But we're gonna go over Gogeta. I've always liked this card. Ramp is not in the greatest spot right now, but this is just basically not supposed to be super competitive, this deck necessarily, but it is a really fun deck to play. Leader's pretty simple. You get to activate main once per turn. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You can choose a Goku BR, red Vegeta BR, or a blue Vecco BR card, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. And it awakens at 4 less life, and you get to restand 2 energy. Now, this leader is really good because once you get to this side is just really good. This leader does a lot. When it attacks, it draws a card. It has 2 activate mains. You can pay 2 to choose one of your opponent's battle cards, put on the bottom of your deck. The other activate main is choose one of your energy and place in the drop and draw 2 cards. So on this side, it does a lot. The fact that it draws 2 cards just for sacking an energy, and also you can pay 2. In that pay 2 to put a card on the bottom of your opponent's deck is not once per turn. So you can pay 4 to put 2 cards or 6 to put 3. And this leader just has a lot of potential on this side. So going into the deck, we're going to go over this top row first. And basically what this deck is trying to do is just trying to ramp out big threats. So to make the leader as efficient as possible, I play 5 Goku targets, 5 Vegeta targets. I know in the red-blue versions, you generally play 6 or 7. You can play more, but since this is running on blue-green, this is the only red we're playing in the main. And I wanted to be as versatile as possible. So in case your Veku gets counterplayed, this one's good because it can bring it back to your hand. And this one can be a negate. But basically, the idea of the deck is you're trying to search for a Goku and Vegeta and get into this on turn 3. And what the Veku does is when you can play it for 3 energy uh, through Union Portra, you can play it out. And basically, what happens is Union Fusion. I said Portra. Duh. It's Union Fusion. What happens is you play this. You have to pitch one of these and one of these, or one of these and one of these. Just basically one of your Goku and Vegeta BR cards. You can play that for free. This is blocker and barrier. So basically what you do is when your opponent swings, you block. You get to return the cards you pitch back to your hand, or if you have other ones in your drop, back to your hand. You get to reveal the top 2 cards of your deck and put them into your energy. Other ways to ramp we have is the Android. We need more than one way to ramp just because some counterplays can deal with this card. So you want to not just be limited on Veku to ramp and have other ways to ramp, which the Android just basically puts the top card of your deck into your energy in rest mode. So now we're going to go through the second line. Now the second line is this is your 4th card that ramp, or your 8th card. So basically you have 8 ramp cards. What this card does when you play it, you got to look at the top 7 cards of your library, choose any energy among them, and put it into play in rest mode. And then you also get a KO a card. But with these 2 cards, they have effects where you can't play battle cards between 30 and 35,000. So we've had to cut off 30 and 35,000 battle cards. This is your blue-green check land. Once again, it's probably the second energy you want to see, just so it comes into play untapped. Android 21, Bad Omen. Still probably the first energy you want to see. It's really good in your energy area because if it's effect, it can come out, KO a card, and take an opponent's life for the cost of 4 energy. And with this deck, you get the 4 energy like really quick. So it's really good in any blue-green deck. It's just a really good all-around card and just steals games. Infernal Villainy Sail. This deck wants to be a little bit more defensive, and we need more of a greed count. This is your pseudo super combo. Pay 1, comboed off, draw a card. Our actual super combo is 4 or less life. It's the Captain Ginyu combo. You could play North Kai or any of the 4 or less life. I just like Ginyu, so I threw the Ginyu card in there. we're going to get to Vegeta, at all costs Vegeta. This is just a good card, and it's in case your opponent wants to get you stuck, not awakening. Your deck needs a way to awaken. I would advise playing more ways to awaken in the sideboard. Just game one, this is the only card that awakens. And it's also just good. It comes in, restains an energy. If you have 5 or more energy, which generally when you do play this, you will, because you'll do this or this. And generally after this play, you're just already at 6 energy the following turn. So what it does is it restains energy, draws you a card, and then what it also does is you can take 2 life, and basically what you can do is KO a card, give this card triple attack, and it gets a plus 3,000. And it only gets the plus 3,000 if you have, I believe, if it has, choose 2 cards in your life. Okay, no, you get the plus 3,000 regardless of the amount of energy, but you only get the KO and the triple attack, basically, if you have 5 or more energy. But that's never a problem with this deck, because you're going to be at 5 or more energy. Sensu Bean, just because it's Sensu Bean, allows you to be more defensive in this deck, which is really important because this deck is weak to aggro. So that's why you play Sensu Bean in these, to try to strave off some of the early aggro plays. Now we're getting to the bottom row is kind of our more bomb lineup. Ultimate Fusion Gogeta will be coming out fast and early because all the ramp. As long as you have the Sparking 5, it will tuck 2 of your opponent's battle cards underneath your deck and draw 2 cards. It's kind of your board clear. Dragon Fist, SS3, Goku. Play this because, once again, you can't play cards between 30 and 35,000. So you kind of have to make decisions on what cards you're going to play. So this is in there. This card's really good, actually. When it swings, you get to restain 2 of your energy, which is pretty important, especially if you're not closing the game and you're tapping out on turn 6 to play this. Restaining 2 energy so you can be defensive is actually really important. But also has the good effect that it can come in, could swing at, it's a double striking swing at the leader, could swing down a battle card, but it also can return any of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier to their hand. So this is a good way to deal with barrier cards. We also play 2 of Android 21 Violent Predator. This card is one of the bombs. It's a triple attack and deflect. And it has the nice abilities. When you play this card from your hand, you can choose all of your opponent's battle cards, all your opponent's non-multicolored energy and battle cards, ignoring barrier. So ignores the barrier, negate their skills, and you get to return them to their owner's deck. So any decks that are playing lots of non-multicolored, which I know a lot of decks are multicolored in this field, but still some decks will charge improperly. If they see blue-green, they probably should be charged properly, expecting this, but not always. But against any of your big multicolored decks, this card just rocks. And it especially rocks Hatchiyak. And you can get to this card really quick against Hatchiyak in this deck. Other bomb is Goku and Oob, Seeds of the Future. You can play other SERs. You could actually play the Vegeta SER. There's even cuts and builds I made that play Victory Strike, where you cut some of the blue and you add a heavier green count. But this SER is just fine in the deck, and this SER is really affordable. This deck overall is actually super affordable besides those. Besides that, this deck is not going to cost you much at all to build. So that's the other reason why to show it, because it is pretty dang cheap, especially if you play this SER. But what this card is, it's a double strike and dual attack, so it's going to swing twice with double strike, dual attack. And then the first permanent part you don't need to worry about because we're not playing a world tournament leader, but you're just playing on 8. But the auto is, when this card attacks, choose up to 1 card each from your opponent's life and energy and put them on the bottom of the deck. So so this card comes out. As soon as it attacks, you take a life, energy, bottom of the deck. It also has double strike, dual attack. I would have loved to play Fu Shrouded in Mystery in this spot, but Fu Shrouded in Mystery is 30,000, so you can't. But Dark Banisher Fu is still a good bomb, still a great closer, and since it's 25, it does allow you to play it. and this card is still really good. It's Overrealm. It only costs 4 to get out, so like this deck's never gonna have an issue. And when it's basically as permanent, your opponent can't activate skills unless they discard a card from their hand. So once this comes out, if they want a super combo, they have to discard a card to super combo. This, same thing. Basically anything that's a skill, they have to discard a card to do, which is basically everything. So that's why this card is really good closer, and it swings 3 times. Our other part of our defensive package is Dimension Magic and Mafuba. Mafuba is generally kind of slow, but in this style of deck, if you get to the point where you play this on your next turn, you'll go to 6 energy. If you play that on 3, then Mafuba is not that bad for you at all. It does cost 2 energy, but you ramp so much, it's really good. And plus, it is just, it's a great negate. It's good against apes. It's good against anything that's going to swing twice. Apes, baby. But the big ape baby. It's just any card you just want to lock down. It's good against Victory Strike. It's good against cards that swing multiple times. This is just a catch-all, and it pretty much negates everything, and nothing can stop this card from negating. Beyond that, that's really all I have. This is blue-green Veku ramp, and the main reason I did it because I just like this leader. So next deck I will show will be with set 9 cards. That's all I got for you today. Thanks. Bye.